Hello everybody and welcome to this no financial advice video about MicroStrategy Stock. MicroStrategy trading at 371, and we got news today. Saylor is redeeming $1.05 billion worth of notes that they had issued back in the day, and they are redeeming them at $142 a share. So one way to understand that is that he's printing new MicroStrategy shares, is minting new shares to repay the 1.05 billion, and is minting these new shares to repay that debt. I recall, convert the debt. He's printing it at $142 a share. And you may think, oh, that's really bad. The stock is trading at 371. He's printing at 142. Well, that is not the proper way to look at it. The proper way to look at it is what was the price when that debt was issued. And so we turn our attention to Grok and see that this debt that is being redeemed today was issued in February 2021. That's when that debt was issued. 1.05 billion issued in 2021, senior note due 2027. So he's redeeming them now 2 years early when that initial debt was issued. That is being redeemed today at 142 a share. When it was issued, the price of Bitcoin was $40,000, and so he bought $1 billion 05 of Bitcoin at $40,000. Of course, today Bitcoin is trading at 106, and this debt was issued when MicroStrategy stock price was pre-split about 88. It was more pre-split, but it was $80 of today. So the stock was trading at $80 of today, and he's paying it back at 142. So 142 is what he's minting the shares at relative to what he could have minted them back then in 2021. He could have printed the new shares only at 80. So you can see doing the convertible back then was more accretive than just doing an ATM, because if he had just done an ATM, he would have only minted the shares at $80. By doing the converts and waiting all of this time, he's able to mint the new shares at 142. And so that was the price. You can zoom and go back to the price in February. That was about $80 a share, right? You understand my back of a napkin math here. And so think about the accretion here. What are the 3 steps that he did? He was able to buy $1.05 billion worth of Bitcoin at roughly $40,000. And if you zoom back to the chart and go back to February, you can see it was roughly in the $40,000 range, 42, 40,000. So he was able to buy in February 2021 at 40,000 a Bitcoin, 1.05 billion, and he paid for it by selling stock today. He's issuing that stock today at a price to NAV of 1.78 compared to the stock price of then. So then, if he had done an ATM, he would have only got an 80. By waiting to issue the shares today to pay back that old debt, he's getting 142, which is the equivalent of a 1.78 NAV compared to the price of then. Not Bitcoin, but the price of then. So it's a 78% premium compared to the price of them. I should have removed price to NAV. That's confusing. I'm not using Bitcoin NAV. I'm just comparing. It's 78% more than the price of then. So he got 78% more than the price of the stock back then, and he was able to buy Bitcoin at 40,000, so 63% cheaper than today. So he bought the Bitcoin 63% cheaper via the issuance of stock, 78% more expensive than the share price of then, if that makes some sense. So double the accretion. You get the accretion of time, and you get the accretion of a premium over doing an ATM. And so this was very accretive to MicroStrategy, and it makes sense for them to redeem these notes, because now they only have to worry about debt starting from 2029, and they don't have to worry about debt due 2 years from now. And so that was part of a plan that made a lot of sense. Another big advantage of this is that he drops the debt even more, and he's getting ready to issue more convertible debt. The issuance of new convertible debt will be more attractive if some of the early debt is gone. And the gamma traders right now, those who don't own those convertible debt because they believe in MicroStrategy or Bitcoin, those who own this debt just because they want to do the gamma trade, they just want to make money on the volatility. Look at my past video on this. Well, they're pretty upset right now because they just lost some of that early debt and they are ready to reload with freshly new debt that will be issued because that early debt has been called. So there's no early debt out there and they need new debt if they want to continue the gamma trade. So he's triggering new interest for the convertible debt in the future, or that he's going to issue hopefully within the next few months. He's creating that new interest because he removed the debt that those gamma traders were using to do the volatility trade and the volatility arbitrage. And so that's why I'll conclude this video by saying this. When I hear in the comment section, oh, what do I think of Semler strategy? Well, I think it's a great thing that we are doing the same thing. 85 million convertible senior notes for Semler to buy MicroStrategy, to buy Bitcoin. I think that's a similar strategy. That's the same thing, and the market doesn't seem to understand it for Semler, but I definitely like Semler, and I think Semler dropping 10% today is a deal. Of course, that's just entertainment for this channel. No financial advice ever on this channel, no investment advice, just entertainment. Hoping you were entertained. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.